Well, first chunk's out.
Yeah. Damn, it might be a little harder.
Yeah, I think it gets harder from here on back.
Yeah.
I got a real good feeling I'm going to be having to cut some bolts off.
No, maybe not.
I'm not that lucky. Funny thing is, it's not box tubing, it's angle iron welded together. But that's the tube for sure, I think. No, that's angle iron too, welded together. They must have got a deal on angle. Yeah, squared here and rounded where the weld is. And of course, egg-shaped holes. It's going to make it interesting when I go to put this back together. But I think we're going to call it a day here. And I'm tired.
Me too.
I ain't as young as I used to be.
That's for sure.
And when you get to having to have a 3-foot pipe on an adjustable wrench to get bolts to break loose, let's face it, when you get older, this stuff doesn't get easier.
That's for damn sure.
Yeah. But the first piece is out, and I got a good idea how I'm going to fix it now. If I'm lucky, I can find a piece of 2.5-inch square box tubing and drill it for those where that center clamp is there for the cylinder hooks to push. I can put it through there, stick it forward into this, bolt it, and weld it, and it should hold. Theoretically.
Yep.
You know that guy named Theo?
No. He run off a long time ago.
Because I was looking, if I put a plate on the top, I got to put a plate on each outside, which brings the axle tube higher, which brings the disc lower to the ground. It's already low enough moving it. I'll have to weld the hole up for where the cylinder pushes, and weld this up, do a bunch of welding.
Yep.
You ever break one, Dad?
Nope.
Why'd you let me be the first then? Somebody's got to do it, right?
Right.
Yeah, that's it. Somebody's got to do it. Why is it always me? I can honestly say I have never broken a disc frame in my life. Had to put a few welds on them every now and then, but I've never actually broke one. So this is new to me. And of course, there's all kinds of little flying things that likes to sting you in this thing. So I may have to stretch the torch out and do the blowtorch thing.
Yeah.
Can of WD-40 at the end of the torch, and just let it blast the flame through it.
Pour some ether in there and then do it.
Well, that'll work too. But the WD-40 is more fun. Yes, that's my plug for WD-40 for today. It works. It makes great blowtorch material for cleaning wasp out of tubing with fabulous results. Wonder if I'll get paid to sponsor WD-40 like one lonely farmer. Well, wait a minute. He's not getting paid. He's just promoting it. I think it's time we're having to sit upon discussing this. And I think it's time to call it a day because I'm tired. I bounced around all day on the tractor yesterday for about 10 hours, and that's enough. I'm just waiting for rain. It's kind of in that I could irrigate this right now, but it would make a pure mess with all the green stuff. It'd just ball up. But if I wait a couple of days, it dies out, then go through it with no problem. Because that out there is going to be a hayfield. Ugh. I'm glad Daryl's going to bale it, you know it?
Yeah.
That,
He knows what he's doing.
yeah, and he's got the equipment.
Right.
But the thing is, this ground needs to be rotated, done something different with. Hay will do it some good. And it's not going to be junk hay. It's going to be good hay. It's going to be fertilized and it's going to produce. Makes for some good videos anyway. Got a guy lined up that's going to buy it all. So it's going to work out for me. It'll work out for my cousin. And I don't have to handle a bale. Don't want to handle a bale. So we got this figured out already. Yeah, I'll be happy with the way it works. At any rate, guys, me and Pop's calling it a day. I'm going to get off here, go home, and I think I'm going to have a cold adult beverage tonight because I need one after this week.
Yeah.
It's been a long, hard week. So we'll see you next time, guys, and hopefully I'll have that taken apart by then. I got a feeling we're going to have to get the torch out to do it. At any rate, we'll see you next time, guys. And as always, please comment, rate, and subscribe. I'm trying to keep this G-rated. That's why I didn't film when I was taking it apart. So we'll see you next time, guys. Well, hi, guys. As you can see, I got both halves of the tube out. And show you how I'm going to fix it. We have a 2.5 inch piece of box tube that's slid down to the edge of this hole. I'm going to plug this one up. I'll make a plug weld here, one on the other side, plug weld here and here. And then I'll do the same there. I'll tie into this hole and this hole, and that'll be all tied together that way. I knew I had a piece of box tube, but I just had to find it. So, let me do some welding here, and I shall show you the end result, or along the way. So hang on, I'll be right back. Well, it's not pretty, but it's well burnt in there. Laid in, I should say. Now I tried to keep as much of the heat to the quarter wall tube here and not on this, because that can weaken this part. But with this in there, it's significantly stronger. Not pretty. I'm no Chucky 2009, but I'm quite sure it'll hold, because it would have to rip all of this out through here in order for it to move. And like I say, this is going to get plug welded. Back will get plug welded, so it'll be well welded around it. You know, to this tube to this tube. So it's, you know, it takes time. So let me reset and we'll be back in a moment. Plug weld number 2. I believe it'll hold. I do believe it will hold. So I'll reset and do it again. Hang on, be right back. Weld number 3. Not as pretty, but it'll hold. There's enough weld in there. Little grinding and it'll be okay. So it is what it is kind of deal. So now I got the fun job of getting it up in the air higher and flipping it completely over to do the bottom one. So we'll be back here in a bit, guys. Weld number 4. I believe that'll hold just fine. Now it's time to let this cool off a bit, because I'm going to have to, I'm hoping that I can use that piece of angle iron to lay on that beam and this beam to get them straight together to weld that on to here, so that, you know, the hitch is straight. At least that's the plan. Yeah, we'll let this cool off a bit. I got to figure out where welds will be on the sides. Well, I just got to grind this down a little bit to match those holes. And the rest of it's ready to weld around, so then it'll be re-drill that hole and the one back here. Yeah. So that's not going to be too bad. Just to have to drill 2 holes and weld the rest of it in, and that should be pretty solid. It's not a tight fit, but it'll be close enough with what I got in there, with the bolt here and 4 plug welds all the way around this, and this will get welded back up all the way around it. Then the hole back here by itself, it should hold it together. At least that's the theory. So hang on, guys, we'll be back in a few minutes. I'm going to let this cool off, and let me cool off a minute, because it's quite warm and humid today. Then I got to figure out how I'm going to get it back in the disc as one piece. That's going to be the tricky one. So we'll be back here in a minute, guys. So hang on. Well, the moment has arrived. It's straight, and it's straight this way. Bottle jack under it. Should be good. What do you think, Dad?
I think it is.
Now where are you going? Get this a little over here so it kind of keeps it steady. The only thing I don't like is my holes is a little off, but it can't be helped. So we're going to sit down and do a little welding on the top first, and flip it upside down and do the bottom, and then do the sides. Sound like a plan, Dad?
Yeah.
So that's what you got to do when you're a small farmer. So we'll be back here in a bit. Okay. 2 short welds that I'll have to come back and dress them because there's a clamp goes on this from here to here. So that's got to get ground off. But for now, it'll stay just like it is. Yeah. So let me do some re-rigging and we'll be back. Don't look bad. Just hope everything bolts up. Be back. Okay. Well, I don't know what number it is now, but this has to get ground down too, just like the top, because nut and bolt and clamp on that side. So, what do you think?
It's a long time to have it out for the other.
Yeah. Probably if I was smart, I'd put a weld here and over there in the same spot, and then roll it up so it can't flex this way. I think that's what I'll do. Oh, isn't that nice? They never put a weld there. You'd have thought this would have been welded, not just this and this. That's all it is. It's here and here. It's welded. Well, we might have to put a bead on that while it's sitting here, because that's the last thing I want, is to have something else break.
Yeah.
So we'll put a weld there, and on the other side on the bottom. Oh. Yeah, we'll be back in a minute. Okay, got a tack weld there on the other side. Welded that. Now lay a good bead in here and plug weld this, which might be interesting with this chain here. But we'll be back here in a minute, guys. Okay. Weld done, plug weld done. Now all I gotta do is rotate everything and get the back side, bottom side, other side. Been a long day. We'll be back here in a minute, guys. Okay, got a weld to make here and a plug weld. I'm going to sit you down over here and see and watch maybe. Hopefully you can see. And remember, kids, don't look at the welder. Better get to where you can see. Remember, don't look at the weld. Right one. That'll work. The welding is now done. They ain't gonna be perfect welds. Don't gotta be. It's a disc. But I'm quite sure they'll hold. big old nasty plug weld. Kind of like I guarantee you there's enough weld in there to hold it. That don't have to be pretty, but I know it's welded in there. That piece of box tubing in there is well attached to this and this, and it gets a bolt through here and here, so I know it's going to hold without any doubt in my mind. So this ends the welding of the tongue back together. Had some company show up, so I had to take a little break, but she's all done. I might add a little more weld in there. Nah, it'll be alright. It's a plug weld. It'll be fine, just like this one and this, because these got to get cleaned up, ground down, because strap, bolt, so be some grinding and cleaning up to do. But we're done now. The tongue, she's welded back together. I don't know if I can do this or not. Hold the drill, and she's ready to go back on. I know they're ugly looking, but they'll hold. They'll hold just fine. So at any rate, guys, enough of me babbling, enough of me welding today. It's time to put this thing back down on the ground, put the tools up, and head to the house. Get something to eat. I'm hungry. Been a long day. So we'll see you next time, guys, and as always, please comment, rate, and subscribe. And I hope you enjoyed. And remember, never look at the arc weld while it's going. See you next time, guys.